Yo, what is up guys, Grim here, and in today's video I thought I'd share with you guys something that I am particularly amped and excited for, and that is the new Torchlight Infinite season, which just so happens to be the global launch of the game, called Cube of Rapcity, and it's looking to be quite a doozy. If you're looking for a game which prioritizes the juice, well, I think Torchlight Infinite's pretty much got you covered this time around, man. We're gonna be going through some of the features here. I'm gonna give you guys the lowdown on what I am most excited about personally, as I am going to be blasting the absolute living daylights out of the new season. So the new season is called Cube of Rapcity. Now there's like too much to talk about, which is new, so I'm just going to give you guys the stuff that I'm most excited about. But if you're new to Torchlight, you have no idea what Torchlight Infinite is, and the first time you're seeing it, it's essentially a game which is very similar to Path of Exile. It has an endgame mapping system. It's got Uber bosses. It's got builds that use stuff like, skill gems, which you can link supports to. It's also got insane amounts of talent trees, very deterministic crafting, the works. It's got really insane character customization, and you can like do some pretty wild stuff. The chances are, if you like Path of Exile, you're gonna absolutely love Torchlight, as it's basically Path of Exile with all of the quality of life that you'd want, with an auction house, with Pee-wee Ninja built into the game, with auto loot, all that stuff, dialed up to 11. And then they also just took the juice level and they maxed it out as well. A lot of guys have probably been enjoying it, who I've been playing with, the Pee-wee guys, and I'm definitely going to be lining up around 3. This is my 3rd season of Infinite, and it's been pretty damn fun. So what's new though? Okay, so you've played Infinite before, and if you haven't, you're going to check out that video on my channel if you want a bit of a crash course. What is going on here? Well, let's take a quick look at the trailer here, and I want to give you guys a bit of a preview of the new league mechanic or season mechanic, which is coming to the new game here, and that is the Cube of Rapcity here. All right, so the TLDR is when you're in your maps, you're gonna be slaying a ton of monsters, man. Now you can see this isn't sped up, man. This is just the speed of Torchlight Infinite builds, and like this isn't an AOE heavy build, but it's kind of like Flicker Strike. It's pretty crazy. But you can see that you might catch. Here we got some pretty low quality here. Let me amp that shit up here. Whoa, 1080p. Okay, that's pretty good there. All right, so you'll be able to see that you will start dropping some currency items, and they're kind of like a little bit of a currency. Yeah, you see that desire beads. Now these desire beads are essentially a currency which you can use in a interactable object within your map. Every single map you do in the new Cube of Rapcity season, you're gonna pick up this currency, and then you're gonna walk on over to that interactable, and you're gonna jam that currency in there. Now you can of course save the currency up, presumably as well if you want, but you can use this currency to, you guessed it, gamble. Now it's pretty interesting gambling system though. It's not cut and dry. It's not a simple gambling system. So first and foremost, you get a whole lot of choice with your gambling. Let's see if we can find the exact clip here. Here it is. All right, here's the interface. So you got a gambling screen here, and you can see that you have a bunch of options here. Now, depending on what you want to purchase with your desire beads here, you can go ahead and yoink that and chuck that into the cube. Now, the catch is here though, is that you can continue to yoink things into your cube using the beads as much as you want. To a certain extent though, if you get too greedy, the cube will tell you to basically get stuffed and will steal all of your rewards. So it's kind of got a bit of an ultimatum effect here on the mechanics. So for you Pee-wee players, I would probably describe it as a combination of both ultimatum and expedition. So you kind of got that bit of a vibe going on there though. So you're gonna do your map, you're gonna get all of your beads, and then you're gonna come up to the cube, and you are gonna gamble your living daylights out here, man. So you're gonna be like, do you want to grab this currency here? There's also a new customizable kind of craftable relic kind of system that they've introduced this week. We'll get to that in a second here. There's also other currencies here, and there's also secret mystery boxes which you can crack open. I'm really thinking, okay, what can be in these? So they're essentially like random kind of boxes here, which they can have other stuff in them, and then after you claim the rewards, you can see what's in them presumably. So I'm pretty interested to test that out as well. So you want to take the deterministic, do you want to take the crafting approach, or do you want to take the big mystery? Well, there is the question. And then the question is also, how far do you want to push it? You know, do you want to use, you know, like just a few beads every time? Do you want to double down and, you know, keep getting higher and higher rewards? There's going to be a bit of experimentation here in terms of understanding exactly how far to push it and what you guys are going to want to be going for. Ooh, I'm definitely curious, and I have no idea what this question mark is, man. There is no idea what that is. All right, but the thing I'm particularly interested about, you can feel the desire beads here, is that they just have a talent tree for it as well, man. What's going on here? So you can actually influence your ability to get different things from that cube of rapacity. So it's kind of like, okay, do I want to increase the chances of maybe getting certain items? You know, all sorts of stuff like that. So understanding how you want to allocate your cube of rapacity tree, on top of also having the ability to kind of interact with the cube and like kind of gamble, you know, go double down, do you want to double down, triple down, quadruple down, you know, there is a lot of different things to test here. And man, I'm itching to get in there and try out some of this stuff here. You know, I'm gonna be going pretty crazy with it, but I'm really interested to see how impactful these talent trees are gonna be. You know, are they really gonna be the difference between, you know, the cube being, you know, like broken with some, or, you know, like just being okay with others? It's gonna be pretty interesting to see how that ends up playing out. So overall, that is the cube of rapacity, but that is just one portion of the new season, just one thing. You know, there's a few other things here which I want to discuss here. So obviously we've got the cube of rapacity, which is, you know, pretty damn OP. We've also got a new Uber boss, which comes in 3 different difficulties. Like, okay, these guys are really damn hard. So when I play Torchlight Infinite, I like to do the maps. You know, I've tried some of the Uber bosses and they absolutely wiped me, man, because I like to play fast characters. I like to play with the movement skills. I like to play, you know, the massive AoE. So, you know, I kind of get my ass handed to me. But, you know, they drop some insane uniques. So I'm gonna be farming up the currency. And I'm gonna be buying the uniques off of the boss killers. So this guy's probably going to drop some absolute badass stuff, and there is actually a new power mechanic in the game, which we might get to here if we have enough time, but there is just so much to cover. All right, so obviously we've got the cube, we've got the new Uber bosses, but we do also have 2 new classes here, which are, you know, pretty damn cool. So we've got Incarnation of the Gods, Oracle of Fear, which you should be able to, you know, kind of have a lot of insane builds with. She does look a little bit on the advanced side, for me at least. You know, she's got a lot of mechanics going on. Based on my understanding, she looks kind of like an Archon wizard from Diablo 3. You can go into like a superpower state and blast stuff, you know, but we'll have to see exactly how she plays out. She's looking pretty interesting though. You know, definitely looking pretty hype, you know, pretty cool design as well. But then we also do have a new class who's kind of like a saboteur or a trapper there. Whoops, almost got the volume up there. But, you know, let's see if we can get a bit of footage going here. He's kind of like a saboteur or a trapper. But the thing with him is that he's got just ridiculous AoE on all of his abilities. It's like, imagine like, let me look at that. It's just like everywhere. In addition to that, he also has a blast chain kind of mechanic. So the faster your cast speed slash attack speed here, the faster you're able to throw mines, and the more you have down, the higher the detonation chains you can get, the more damage you will be dealing. So I imagine this guy's going to be an absolute beast on boss killing. Very interested to see how he ends up playing out in terms of all of his talents and all sorts of stuff like that, but definitely looks very, very interesting. So we got 2 brand new classes to play around with. One of them is a variation on an existing class, kind of like a bit of an ascendancy, and the other one is just a brand new, you know, completely new mechanical class there, which is pretty damn badass. All right, so that's pretty cool. But the thing I am particularly jazzed about, the thing that absolutely knocked my socks off, is the new talent system that they've just implemented. Just a brand new talent system, which is called the Talent Tangram, and they literally referred to it on the live stream, the announcement live stream, as the Tetris talent tree, man. The Tetris talent tree. Okay, so how does it work? All right, let me see if I can pull up some footage here of it. Let's see if we can get it here. New system. Here it is here, man. All right. So essentially what you got is you've got this like kind of like tessellation thing going on here. It's like an X, I suppose. But anyway, you've got this tree, right? It's essentially a tree, and you can socket in different shapes of nodes. Now, for you PoE players, each one of these is essentially like a watcher's eye level of power. So it's like having a giga dual socket tree, which you have to play Tetris with. And the cool thing about this is, though, that the pieces of these power-ups, this new talent tree, which is just insane power creep, by the way, is actually present on the Cube of Rapacity. And there seems to be quite a lot of different shapes, and a lot of them do look very, very rewarding in terms of socketing them in. So this absolutely just screams min-max, it screams juice, and I can't wait to kind of go blind into it. I'm actually going to go blind in this season, I think, because I really want to experience, you know, like try to mess around with this and figure this out. I want my fix, man. I want my exclusive exploration fix, and this definitely looks like it's going to scratch my itch, man. We've got quite a lot of customization here. Quite a lot of, yeah, you can see, you know, you can move it around, you can flip it around. Oh man, there is plenty of stuff here. And I'm pretty sure this one here is going to suck up the abilities of the ones surrounding it. So you have all sorts of different mechanics on offer here. You know, I mean, there's lots of stuff to talk about here, man. There's lots of stuff to min-max. And I do believe that we're probably going to see the most powerful builds of all time in this Torchlight season. Because not only are they adding this, they're also adding a ton of other powerful things like new uniques, as well as other tweaks to the systems already in the game. Now, one other thing here, obviously we have the new legendaries as well, which I'm not sure they actually have here, is actually that they are completely overhauling the crafting system in the game. And they're really trying to focus on making sure that there are items that you want to find on the floor, which I welcome immensely. Now, many ARPGs kind of boil down to, you know, do the maps, grind the maps, you know, and just pick up only currency, or maybe in some cases really super duper rare uniques or legendaries. But they are really, they're going on a limb here, man. They're changing a bit of the end game here, and they are looking to make it so that you want to pick up rares with good affixes, like 2 or 3 tier 1 affixes, and then they want you to identify those, and then they want to go ahead and allow you to craft on those. That is their objective, it seems to be, in the crafting rework. Now, I have no idea how this is going to play out, but I'm sure as hell pretty interested to see and try it out for myself. So I am very much excited to see and how that's going to play out, because in past leagues and past seasons of Torchlight Infinite, you kind of roll up and you'd be going for best in slot pretty much immediately, but now it looks like there's going to be a bit of a journey to that best in slot. In addition to that, there's also a brand new skill class here. It's kind of like, it's called sentries. They're essentially totems which can move. They're kind of like phantasms from Path of Exile if you've played with those, but they come in a lot of different varieties here. So there's plenty of them on offer, man. You can have a blast playing around with these, and these are pretty much all going to spawn new builds around them, pretty much, from what I can see. They also did completely rework spellcasting in the game. They have added something a little bit like Unleash from Path of Exile, and that is absolutely a blast to play with as well. It looks like it looks really powerful indeed, very strong. You know, there's also a few other very powerful skills here. You've got a new summon, as well as a new skill. This one's a little bit like Lancing Steel, it seems like. You also do now have a rework to the summoner class in the game, and you now have the ability to actually command minions, and that is obviously going to be pretty welcome. And you can kind of overcharge them, it seems, to give them a massive attack boost, which is pretty exciting here. A bit of footage here, and take a look. This is kind of the reworked spellcaster here, over there. Pretty cool indeed. Not too bad there. And you can see there, the Unleash is definitely putting in some work. So I fully expect this to pretty much alter the meta. The devs on the live stream had said that they weren't happy with the position of spells, so they basically put this in there to kind of basically break spells, it seems like, and make them super duper overpowered. All right, that's kind of most of the bulk of the big badass changes, but there is also one here which I do want to talk about here, and that they actually mentioned they are going to be adjusting the main portion of the end game, which is the farming loop, which I enjoy so much, and that is the card system, the deck system, the trait system, which allows you to essentially apply, it's kind of like, if I had to describe it, free league mechanics and season mechanics on all of your maps. And they said that they are expanding that, and they said they are improving that, and that is by far my favorite system in Torchlight Infinite. So I'm really excited to see what they end up doing with that, and I really hope that we see some really new crazy stuff. So man, we've got a new power system, a new Uber boss, 2 new classes, so many more new skills. We've also got the new league, Cube of Rapacity, and then we've also got reworks to crafting, and we've got some massive improvements to other things now, and it's also available on the Steam Deck now if you want to play in bed. pretty good there and pretty nice bonus. Now, of course, this is just a bonus, by the way. I was going to play anyway, but they just happened to reach out and ask if I wanted to be sponsored as well. So thank you to Torchlight Infinite and XD for sponsoring this video. Even though I was going to play anyway, don't tell them that because I was actually pretty hard to play anyway. But yeah, anyway, the league looks absolutely insane, man. I'm hyped. I'm going to be playing. It comes out May 9th. If you're interested, I'm going to leave a link down below. You guys can kind of pre-register and check it out. Definitely check out my other previous Torchlight Infinite video if you're interested. But it's fair to say, if you're looking for a bit of juice, you're looking to zoom, you're looking for a new league mechanic to min-max and have some fun with, bit of gambler in there as well, new power systems to kind of unlock and, explore, check out the 2 new Torchlight season. I'm going to be doing it, and I think it's, pretty much a no-lose situation. It's free to play, definitely worth sussing out. And, hell yeah. See you guys over there. Seems pretty damn awesome. Until next time, cheers.